So welcome to Jumbo IS and welcome to our lecture series called Daily MCQ Practice. In this lecture series, we cover a particular day's current affairs through a set of 4 to 5 MCQs. The idea is very simple. We want you to revise your current affairs because they form a very important portion of your prelims examination. 40 to 50% of the MCQs are directly or indirectly related to current affairs. Therefore, you cannot ignore current affairs if you're serious about stage 1 of your civil services examination, that is prelims. And what better way to revise your current affairs than by getting the much needed MCQ practice? Because if you will make this lecture series a part of your daily routine, then 4 to 5 MCQs covered on a daily basis would add up to more than 1200 MCQs. And ask any serious aspirant, 1200 MCQs from the topic of current affairs alone are more than sufficient. You wouldn't have to worry about your current affairs portion while appearing for your prelims examination. Therefore, make this lecture series a part of your daily routine. Make it a daily habit of yours. Okay, so enough of the introduction. Let's straight away jump into the lecture, starting with question number 1. Consider the following statements regarding Indian Cyber Crime Coordination Center, I4C. The Pratibimb module maps the location of cyber criminals and crime infrastructure for jurisdictional officers. Samanvaya platform provides data sharing and data analytics platform for law enforcement agencies. Pratibimb module also provides technological assistance to law enforcement agencies. How many of the above statements are correct? Now look, cybercrime is a very grave threat in today's world when most of your economy and society is online. Now, to deal with cyber threat, well, various law enforcement agencies in our country have to coordinate because cyber crimes have become transnational. Different state police have to coordinate because a cyber criminal can be sitting in one state and committing a crime in another state, right? So different law enforcement agencies have to coordinate, and for their coordination, Indian Cybercrime Coordination Center is established under Home Ministry. Now, they have launched various digital initiatives to tackle cybercrime. They recently launched Pratibimb module. Basically, this Pratibimb module tracks criminals, maps their location on a geographical map and their infrastructure on a map so that law enforcement agencies, jurisdictional officers can take a look at that, right? So first statement is correct. Pratibimb module also provides technological assistance to law enforcement agencies if they are looking for some assistance, because various state police in India do not have required IT professionals to take care of cybercrime. So therefore, they can ask for this technological assistance from Pratibimb module. So this part is also correct. Now to allow these different law enforcement agencies of different states to coordinate, to be able to share data amongst themselves and to provide data analytics, under I4C, Samanvaya platform has also been launched. Okay, so all these three statements are correct. The answer is C. Okay, question number 2. Consider the following statements regarding United Nations. It was formed on October 24th, 1945 with 51 founding members including India. UN Secretary General, the administrative head of UN, is appointed by UN Security Council. The tenure of UN Secretary General is 6 years with no reappointment facility. Which of the above statements are correct? Okay, so United Nations, we all are familiar with it. Now, it was formed on 24th October 1945, and basically it was formed by signatures of 51 countries on United Nations Charter. Now, these 51 countries are also known as founding members of UN. Later, many countries joined in, but these people or these countries were called founding members because they were the first ones to sign this UN Charter. Now, remember, India was one of those countries. Though India was not independent, but still India was there. India was amongst these 51 countries. So, first statement is correct. Now, UN has many agencies, many programs, many funds. Now, the administrative work of the entire United Nations is under the control of UN Secretary General. Okay, so he's the administrative head of UN and he's appointed by United Nations General Assembly on the advice of United Nations Security Council. So his appointment is not made by Security Council, they just advise. It is made by United Nations General Assembly, which is also known as World Parliament, because all the members of United Nations sit together in General Assembly. So this statement is false. Now, the tenure of UN Secretary General is not 6 years, it's 5 years. And he or she is eligible for reappointment. So this is false. The answer is only one, B. Okay. Question number 3. Consider the following statements regarding solar flares and coronal mass ejections. Solar flares are expulsions of plasma and magnetic fields that can cause geomagnetic storms on Earth. These geomagnetic storms are responsible for disruption in electricity grids, satellite communication, and appearance of aurora lights in the polar regions. Coronal mass ejections, intense bursts of electromagnetic radiations from sun's surface. They are basically. Okay. So, which of the above statements are not correct? Okay, not correct is asked over here. Okay. So, our sun spits out various kinds of materials out into the space, and these materials reach different planets. They reach Earth too, and they cause geomagnetic storms. Okay. Now, the outermost layer of sun is corona, and it is completely made up of plasma, which is hot ionized gas. Okay. Now, sometimes this corona, when the solar magnetic field is unstable, it releases out these plasma particles and magnetic field. Okay, and these plasma particles and magnetic field travel throughout the solar system. They even reach Earth, and they can cause geomagnetic storms. Now, the problem with geomagnetic storms is that these geomagnetic storms can disrupt satellites, their communication, electricity grids, and they also generate fluorescent lights in the polar regions, also known as northern lights or aurora. Okay, so they do cause geomagnetic storms. This is absolutely correct. But the thing is that this plasma or magnetic field emitted by corona is known as coronal mass ejections, CME. Okay, but along with CME, many a times solar flares are also generated. Now, what are solar flares? These are electromagnetic radiations, gamma rays, X-rays that are emitted out of sun. Clear? So solar flares are electromagnetic radiations, and plasma and magnetic field is coronal mass ejection. It's the opposite in statement 1 and 3. Instead of solar flares, CME should have been written. And instead of coronal mass ejections, solar flares should have been written. Alright? That is why these two statements, 1 and 3, are incorrect. And it is asked which of the above statements are not correct. So 1 and 3 are not correct. C. Alright? Okay. Question number 4. Which of the following statements are correct regarding UNESCO World Heritage List? At present, 43 sites from India are included in World Heritage List of UNESCO. Majority of Indian sites in this list belong to natural category. Before inclusion in this list, a site has to be first included in UNESCO's tentative list. UNESCO's headquarters are in Paris, France. Okay, so UNESCO, United Nations Education, Social and Cultural Organization. Okay, now UNESCO maintains a World Heritage List in which all the important heritage sites of the world are mentioned. Okay, now from India, 43 sites have been included in UNESCO's World Heritage List. That means these 43 sites, which includes Taj Mahal also, are called World Heritage Sites. Now, World Heritage Sites in this World Heritage List are divided into 3 categories. Okay, so World Heritage Sites are divided into 3 categories. Number 1 are natural sites. Okay, nature-based sites like national parks, biosphere reserve, forests like Sundarban forest, mangrove forests of India. Okay, these are natural heritage sites. Then there are cultural heritage sites. Okay, these are the sites, ancient buildings, monuments like Taj Mahal and all. These are cultural. Okay, and then last category is mixed, a mix of cultural and natural site. So all the sites in the World Heritage List are divided into these 3 categories. Now from India, 43 sites have been included in this list, out of which, okay, remember this carefully, out of this, 35 are cultural, okay, 7 are natural, and 1 site is mixed. Okay, so at present 43 sites from India are included in World Heritage List of UNESCO. Absolutely correct. Majority of Indian sites in this list belong to natural category. Absolutely false. Okay, because as you can see, majority of sites are cultural category. So this statement is false. Now, before any site can be included in this World Heritage List, UNESCO puts them in a tentative list. Okay, these are being judged. The sites mentioned in tentative list are not World Heritage sites, but they are being considered for it. Okay, currently India has 62 sites in UNESCO's tentative list, but before inclusion in World Heritage List, you have to be a part of tentative list. So this part is also correct. Okay, And UNESCO's headquarters are in Paris, France. This part is also correct. So the correct answer would be 1, 3, and 4. D. And last, but definitely not the least, consider the following statements regarding layers of sun. The hottest layer of sun is core, where the energy for the star is produced through nuclear fission reaction. The coolest layer of sun is its outermost layer called corona. Sunspots, which appear as dark spots on the sun's surface, are found in the photosphere, the visible surface layer of sun. Okay. Now, you need to be aware of layers of sun. So the innermost layer is core. Then outside core is convective zone. Okay. Outside convective zone is radiative zone. Outside that is photosphere. Outside that is chromosphere. Okay. And even outside that is the outermost layer of sun, corona. Now, sun produces its energy in the core. That is why core is the hottest layer of sun. Okay. And this energy is produced through nuclear fusion reaction, not fission. Fusion reaction. Okay. So first statement is false. Clear? Now the thing is, as we move outside, sun becomes little cooler. Okay. But corona is not cool. So the temperatures decline as we move outside. So the least hot or the coldest layer would be photosphere. Chromosphere is also a little hotter. But corona layer is quite hot. It is not as hot as core, but it is hotter than photosphere. Okay, so the coolest layer of sun is its outermost layer called corona. Absolutely false. Corona's temperature is around 2 million degrees Celsius. Photosphere is around 10,000 degrees Celsius. Okay, so photosphere is the coolest layer. Though photosphere is the layer that is visible to us. Okay, the other layers are inside. Chromosphere is a magnetic layer, so you can see through it, but photosphere is the layer of the sun that is visible to us from naked eye. Okay, corona is the outermost layer. Clear? Which is made up of plasma. Now, sunspots, which are dark spots that appear on sun, are formed on photosphere. Okay, so this part is correct. Only 3 is correct. The answer is C. And with that, we conclude today's session. Thank you so much for watching, everyone, and I'm sure it has added value to your preparation. But it would add more value if you revise this lecture as well. By revision, I mean taking another 5 to 10 minutes, taking a look at written detailed solutions to each and every MCQ discussed above. Just spend another 5 to 10 minutes. Now, these solutions are available in our notes, and these notes are available on our Telegram channel. The link to our Telegram channel is provided in the comment section just below this video. So you just have to click on that link. It will take you to our Telegram channel, and from there you can download the notes for this lecture and do the necessary revision in 5 to 10 minutes. On that note, I'll be signing off. Thank you so much, everyone.